All right, here we go. I'm back now. Jesus. I don't understand it sometimes. Anyway, man, like I said, it's the Never Knows podcast, and life comes at you fast, man, for real. And I think every time I try to get a show going, every time I try to get, a podcast going on, I run into a little error. Mm. If it ain't the microphone, it's the internet dropping. It's some life things happen taking place, but when I can get one in, I'm gonna get one in. I told everybody this morning, I'm getting one in today. It's gonna happen today. So, like I said, it's happening today. Anyway, good weekend in college sports, man. College football. We had a good little showing in the NFL. NBA preseason still kicking its way. Baseball's gonna look good for the World Series. So, you know, I, I'm gonna talk about college football, and then as we progress in the week or the comments and everything start rolling in, we jump into different subjects and all that other stuff. Today, indeed. Shout out to Superman. He's a prime time follower. Salute to my guy. I'm gonna get that shirt to you. I ain't gonna even promise you that today, but I'm gonna get it to you. Oh man, I know you be wishing though. I be wishing too, man. Let me give y'all an update on Tua. Talk about Lolo. You feel me? He would not play in the Arkansas game, but it's not the same injury from last year. He had a partial PCL tear last year, but support anyway. He had a partial PCL tear last year. That's when he was wearing the knee braces, but it's the same injury from the Georgia game, SEC title game of last year against Georgia. He had a tightrope surgery Sunday, and it was already confirmed that it was leaked out exactly, but it was confirmed that it's not as bad as it was against Georgia last year, and he was also spotted dancing and smoking cigars in the locker room, so he'll be good to go by time for LSU. But he'll have a whole bye week in the middle of that before he even get to LSU. You know what I'm saying? So, high ankle sprains is a 3 to 4 week process. And it depends on how your body adapt to the either the surgery or the medicine you get, anything like that. So, you know, Tua's been down this road before. So I mean, this ain't nothing new to him. I put it to you like that. This ain't nothing new to him. So, mm, oh my. I think this the one. I know somebody will be mad at me. But like I said, good week in college sports though, man. Shout out to Clemson. Clemson got a big birthday gift this weekend, so now Gatorade ain't sponsored me yet. Might have comment by said, why you got on the Dallas hat? Because the Dallas fans told me I don't talk enough about them for them to be leading a division, and they got to pay for Zeke and all that other stuff. So this for the Dallas fans that told me I don't talk about their team when I'm gonna wear your hat today. You know what I'm saying? And represent Dallas Cowboys. Got them a big win last night. So that's enough for Dallas, of y'all. I understand that you're mad about the Dallas thing, but I mean it'll be okay. You asked me, it'll be all right. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, so like I said, I think Clemson got a nice little gift this weekend. Well, Wisconsin went down to Illinois 24-23, and now you see the Illinois hat over there in the corner. Don't nobody else know nothing about that. That's been on the show forever. And I know you see it now, like, oh man, he got all the gear, y'all. Jalen Ramsey gone, and then I could do Odell gone, Cedric Benson gone, Tebow gone. So I mean, if you want to update my background, feel free. Send me something. Anyway, so let's see. Let's go back in now. Maybe two. Anyway, so like I said, Clemson got a big birthday gift from Illinois this weekend, man. And Clemson, here you go. Because if you honestly ask me, I think Clemson's on the inside looking out. and now they got to compete with the committee, and the committee really is on some. We don't care nothing about you undefeated. It's what you putting on tape, and right now your tape game ain't that good. Let me get right. So like I said, by your tape game not being that good, we're going to keep sliding people up in front of you. We're going to keep sliding people below you. But you're going to have to really come on with it. So I got a little chart put together for them. I don't know if that's going to come out right. I think it's set in the screen right, if I ain't mistaken. Let me see. I can slide my face over a little bit. But yeah. There we go. Anyway, this is what Clemson. Look at me adjusting it while y'all on this camera. Shout out to me. I'm gonna do it like that because I can do that. Anyway, this is what Clemson. This is what the keys to the playoffs is right now. And this is only the top 10, and I don't think I put a couple teams in there because they're either not relevant or they're gonna have to win big and a conference title. And I think Clemson is the only team really that's in the top 10 that's undefeated and it's not guaranteed a spot. And the reason why they're not guaranteed a spot is because of the North Carolina ordeal. I don't think that's fair to them, but what can you really say? You got a Auburn that's a one-loss team, right? And they actually they get a big test this weekend, even though the Florida game was one of their tests to see what Bo Nix was, and that game was only 24-13. I think Bo Nix has learned a lot since that game, and it actually kind of showed up in the Arkansas game, second half, kind of late or whatnot. That game was kind of gridlocked going into the half. Wasn't too much locked up, but it was locked up enough to say, hey, let me get my gas in. But like I said, it's the keys to the playoffs so far. And if like I know, okay, like I know, you're really looking at it like, what's Clemson versus the committee? Well, the committee don't want to see Clemson just run through a cake schedule and get in, even though Alabama's schedule is kind of cake too. I mean, I think when you putting together the schedule, you really look at what they did in the past. And right now, Alabama's schedule at the end of the year it's got two top 10 teams in it, and that's LSU and Auburn. And they'll get a bye week before they come and play before they go and play LSU. But far as it go by top 10 teams, man, Georgia looked at real. The Georgia game versus Kentucky was gridlocked at 0-0 at the half. A lot of that plays into the rain and how muggy it was and all that stuff, but a lot of that plays into Georgia has a young team. Nobody's really giving Florida that same respect that they give Georgia, even though Georgia has one loss. Even though Georgia has lost, and they lost to a non-ranked team. So, a non-ranked team in South Carolina. It actually was embarrassed in Athens, if you ask me. But like I said, all in the same. More Georgia now has to win the cocktail party. They also got to beat Auburn. They also got to beat Mizzou. They also got to win the SEC title game, because no team they play will get them back into the top 4 right now. And that's pretty much how that goes. They don't play Bama. It's been a long time since they played Bama in the regular season or whatnot, but. That's Georgia, Let me see. Let me go. Let's go. But yeah, being gridlocked at 0-0 with Kentucky, the committee kind of looked at it, and a couple teams jumped over them, like Auburn. Auburn jumped over them, and like I said, man, it's right now. It's still too early to drop scenarios and stuff like that. But far as it go by Georgia, Georgia has to win their whole schedule, pray for the best, and win the SEC title. Far as it go by Alabama can't take a loss, but if Alabama do take a loss, somebody else will lose and slide them right back in it, But the the Iron Bowl and LSU, that's what they got left on the schedule. The Iron Bowl and LSU, and they seem like they convincingly can win both of them if Tua's 100% ready to go. If he's not ready to go, then it's gonna be a whole nother party, a whole nother conversation. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, shout out to that one. Anyway, so I gotta get back in though. LSU, they got a tough remaining schedule right now. They go to Auburn comes to them Saturday in Death Valley. It's at 2:30, so Auburn really is gonna get a pass. Florida didn't get that pass, and then they get a bye week and they play Alabama. And then after Alabama, they play Ole Miss at Ole Miss house. Arkansas comes to them. Texas A&M comes to them. So LSU really still, like, their schedule is so compact with SEC teams that they can't take a loss right now. I mean, if they were going to take a loss, a drop to Auburn, a win against Alabama, and hopefully Alabama beats Auburn. That's the only way LSU gets back in or whatnot. But as far as it go by LSU taking a loss right now, whew, if they take a loss now, they still can get in but they have to be in the SEC title game to get back in it. Which, if they lose to Auburn right now, like if they lose to Auburn Saturday, they can still go through the bye week, come back, beat Bama, right? And then hope Auburn can beat Bama in the Iron Bowl. No, hope Alabama can beat Auburn in the Iron Bowl. That'll slide them back in because they got the one, the way it's chopped up, they'll be standing over top of that. Auburn, they had 2 losses, so they'll be out of it. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else in the West is competing, really. I mean, you just got Alabama, Auburn now, but the Auburn situation is coming soon. Okay, anyway, so let's go to Auburn's schedule. Auburn has LSU. Shout out to that new subscriber, man. Shout out to Jermaine White. Appreciate that, my guy. Auburn remaining schedule is not bad, but you're gonna have to work a little bit harder because you got the one loss to Florida, which that's a good loss, because Florida's in the top 10, but you have to beat LSU. You're gonna have to beat Ole Miss. You're gonna have to beat Georgia, and you're gonna have to beat Alabama. That's big. In order for a team like Auburn to sneak back in anything, they gotta win out. And if they don't win, it will just say, nah, we can't say that. They gotta win out. Auburn has to win out. So that's pretty much how that situation goes. Y'all got this. Share it with all your homies, man, and let everybody know this where we at on Nephew TV. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who else is left on it. Florida. Let's go to Florida. Florida's getting no respect right now. So that's what I don't get. Why the disrespect to Florida when I guess if they win the cocktail party, they gets the majority, they gets the respect then, Right now it's just, or they won some games and they got a backup quarterback and then they got another quarterback, play calling subpar, blah, blah, blah. I get that. I can get that. So, Florida, you got to win the cocktail party. You got to beat Mizzou. You also got to beat Florida State. You just got to win. You got to win your remaining schedule. You definitely want to beat Georgia. I'm not sure about Mizzou because I know they lost to Kentucky this weekend, and that puts a damper on things. But I think that raises Florida to be the number one team and whatnot. But they all got to still play. So Georgia, Florida, and Mizzou, it's still up. The SEC East still up for grabs, and Mizzou could win out, could beat both teams, and still don't get to play for the SEC title because they don't know if the bowl eligibility is gonna be up and ready to go by then. You know, so be like that when you can't get where you want to be. Understandable. Let's see. Penn State beat OSU, Big Ten champ. Oklahoma, Bama, LSU lost. That's the only way I see Penn State making a big time run. And I think to Clemson's defense, by the time the playoffs actually start, everybody in that top four will have one loss. If Clemson wins out, they will be at least number one, at least one or two. They can just do what they do every weekend. Go out, perform, win your game, style points, and then but you'll root for LSU versus Bama, but you'll root for Auburn versus LSU. See how that crazy goes? You'll root for Michigan versus Ohio State because that's who keeps jumping you in the situation. You'll root for an SEC East champion in the SEC title game. And you win the ACC title, boom. The committee has no choice but to put you in because you're the only undefeated team left to talk about it. So that's how that's going to go. It's always going to be it's always going to be if Clemson stays undefeated, they can get scooted out depending on some of these scenarios and stuff like that. But if an Ohio State wins out, a Oklahoma wins out, you might be looking at two SEC teams versus Big Ten and the Big 12. And that's depending on who comes out of the East. Clemson wants an SEC East opponent as the SEC champion. Because if Ohio State and Oklahoma both don't take a loss this year and they win a conference, it's going to be hard to say Clemson and whoever else, Clemson and whoever else. But right now it's looking like Clemson on the inside looking out. They can slide us up out of here, but they can't leave us out here long. You still got the matchup between Wisconsin and OSU this weekend. And Wisconsin was in that alumni game, in that game with Illinois for the longest. But sometimes it goes down that way. I be getting that, man. It'll be all right. Let's see. What else we got? It'll be hard to put it out there when you ain't ready for it. I got a new subscriber, though, so I ain't tripping. Not me. Anyway, so I think that's about all I got for real as far as it goes by. I didn't really have a whole show. I just wanted to make sure that we get the understanding that Tua's ready. Tua, we back by the LSU game. Clemson still looking at, still in the top four. But performance-wise, they got to get Sunshine under control. Also, they got to just root for some other teams to win big games. And big games are coming. Wisconsin, it's going to be tough. But just hold on. You beat Ohio State this weekend, that'll get you slid back into at least the top 5 top 10, something like that. Not really much, but I think if you still got to win your conference title, but you still got to impress the rest of the year too. So it's a lot of teams out there that's still on the outside looking in, but don't sleep on Auburn. That's who you don't sleep on. That's my dark horse team because they have the one loss to a Florida team who gets no respect or whatever. But in the same sentence, Auburn controls his own destiny, pending on Saturday when they play LSU, pending on Iron Bowl, pending on let's see, make sure I'm right. I don't want to put Auburn in the middle of that. Yeah, pending on they play LSU Saturday, they play Ole Miss the next Saturday. That's a trap game because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in the morning time. Georgia and Auburn. Yeah, see, Georgia still controls their. I'm not Georgia. Auburn still controls their own destiny. They just gotta win big games. They got to perform. They only got to perform big. They just have to win big games. And big games are in the top 10. And that's the remaining of your schedule. The only thing on your schedule that's not looking top 10 words of the conversation is Sanford. But, I mean, everybody has to have a cake game before their rivalry game, right? You got 5 cake games to start your season off. Appreciate that, Jermaine White, man. I do what I can. I do what I can when I can. But yeah, that's pretty much how that goes, man. And I think when it comes down to it, Ohio State will be somewhere close to the. I think my top 4 at the end of the season. Oh, don't be mad at me, but I'm gonna say Alabama would be number 1, Clemson would be 2, Oklahoma would be 3, Florida, Georgia will be number 4. Ohio State will take a loss sooner or later. I think Michigan, Penn State, or Wisconsin has that number. Gon' dial that number up. Even though they're hot right now. Don't get me wrong, they're hot right now. I get that. But I think Ohio State takes a loss. It's gonna be hard for them to show back up and show their face back up again. Even though Penn State sitting in a good position right now, but if Ohio State lose to Wisconsin this weekend, it's over. No Big Ten title can get you back in the top 4 because the teams that are in the top 4 by the end of the season will be right long enough. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's all I had for real. I just had to bring that to y'all today because they told me get on the schedule and all that other stuff, and then the Dallas fans said, "Well, why you don't talk about?" I mean, I did put y'all head in the background. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but whatever. When you look at the bottom of the screen and whatnot, they said Just 28, YouTube Just 28. That is our YouTube channel that does the big show with the 2 of us or whatnot. But 28 still supports. 28 is still the reason that, this show keeps going on and on. You know what I'm saying? It is sponsored by 28, and that's my clothing brand, my podcast brand, all that good stuff like that. But Nephew TV is where I brought my solo show to, so I don't want to mix the crowd and everybody be expecting to meet Neff and G's, and then they only get Nephew. So, I bring this to my channel and work it that way. But I do got hoodies. Hold up. Jermaine, let me tell you something about that tour. Not bad. At the top of the show, it's not even a bad injury right now. The information got leaked earlier. Said it's not as bad as it was in the Georgia game last year. But he should be back by the LSU game because y'all also have they also have a bye week in between that. So if he's not back, Bama's defense gonna have to come with it. Their defense got to come with it. I'm gonna give you, if you want a score prediction, LSU will be able to run the football, and that's something they haven't done on Bama in a cold 4 or 5 years. they'll be able to run the football because the, y'all linebacker core is kind of, if they can get to the second level at running the football, it'll be a good situation for them. But if you want me to give you a score, I say about 21-17 LSU. That's if Tua can't come back. If Tua's not present in the LSU game, 21-17, it'll be a low scoring game because you got Mac Jones. LSU don't bring no pressure. LSU ain't talking about, their defense ain't talking about, oh, we got this many sacks and we top 10 in the SEC. All that. No. They got some good DBs. Yeah. They got some good DBs. LSU at pass rushing, you get me, it's subpar. When they got to what's his name? Kyle Trask, that whole offensive line of Florida is freshmen, except for one senior. That's it. So, but far as it go by, if anything, if Tua's not back at the LSU game, 21-17, and I want to flip it around. If it's 21-17, I still think Alabama can beat LSU without him. But it'll be a good game when Joe Burrow goes up against Alabama or Ed Oderon goes up against Alabama. They seem to forget how to play football. And that's what disturbs LSU. But LSU's on a good roll right now. I mean, they undefeated, can't be beat. Let the word tell it, So I think you just hold what you got and keep rolling with it. Because like I said, they said that the injury Tua got, it's not as serious as it was last year when he got it hurt in the SEC title game. So like, he was also seen dancing and smoking cigars after they beat Tennessee. So I think he's gonna be all right. I think this is just this little break everybody get. I mean, then they're going up against Arkansas. Probably gonna be on the SEC network, maybe. Ain't no telling where it's gonna be at for real. But be rolling up against Arkansas, and Arkansas might bring a little pressure, a little noise early, but all Mac Jones got to do is stand there, throw the football up in the air, and let one of them all-star wide receivers go get it, man. And that's just how that go. You don't have to really worry. They don't have nothing to really worry about this weekend. But I wouldn't sleep on Arkansas because Arkansas will damage your season late in the year. That's what Arkansas is known for, damaging somebody's season late in the year. But other than that, the cocktail party is next Saturday, not this Saturday. So Florida and Georgia, we get to watch all the teams crumble and rumble. So that's how that's going to go. Tune in Friday for the big show, 5 p.m., this channel. Bring your homeboys, which we're going to talk NFL and college football. We're going to get a little basketball in the middle of that. All me, Nephew TV, man. I'm Nephew, and that's my show, and I'm out. Y'all be safe. I appreciate you. Holla at me. Yo. Appreciate it. Appreciate them out of there.